The Washington Post source says the following: really, there's no way back unless Maduro is essentially out of power. And they're also talking about Paula from the CIA with cooperation from Mossad.
Another lethal force has joined the United States in the siege of Venezuela, and this lethal force is called Mossad, the feared intelligence agency of Israel. Known for its surgical precision and for operations that have marked the history of global intelligence. The Israeli Secret Service is reportedly acting in direct support of the American strategy to neutralize Nicolás Maduro. Mossad's presence in this tense scenario changes everything. Their expertise in infiltration, intelligence gathering, and neutralizing strategic targets has already been demonstrated in missions against terrorist groups in the Middle East and in covert operations that dismantled political and military support networks around the world. Now, this experience would be applied to mapping Maduro's escape routes, as well as identifying vulnerable points in his security and monitoring allies who still support the Chavista regime. In this video, we will learn about the strategies that Mossad may use to capture and neutralize Nicolás Maduro. Welcome to Life in the Barracks. The international siege against Maduro has just gained even more sophisticated contours with the arrival of Mossad in the region. The United States is increasing military pressure in the Caribbean and strengthening alliances with Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and Argentina. The Israeli agents provide advanced intelligence, capable of anticipating movements and dismantling any attempt at resistance. This combination of American military force and Israeli intelligence creates a highly tense environment in Latin America. Maduro is already dealing with internal issues and accusations of illegally funding political campaigns abroad. Now faces an international network that surrounds him and removes his political and military protection. The Chavista regime, used to surviving amid diplomatic pressures, now faces a different threat. A joint operation by powers with a proven track record of success. Mossad, with its reputation for efficiency and discretion, adds a layer of unpredictability to the siege that increases the risk for Maduro and his allies. Previously, the pressure was political and military. Now it is also strategic and psychological. The mere mention that Mossad is involved is already enough to generate fear within the Chavista ranks. Maduro knows that this lethal force usually doesn't announce its moves, but acts in a silent and devastating way. Mossad brings to the siege against Maduro not only intelligence, but also a cutting-edge technological arsenal. Surveillance drones, advanced listening systems, communication, interception software, and precision weapons are part of the repertoire that can be put into practice to monitor every step of the Venezuelan dictator. These resources allow Mossad to identify suspicious movements, track displacements, and anticipate any escape attempts. Integration with American satellites further expands surveillance capabilities, creating an invisible net that limits Maduro's options. CIA cooperation is another key factor. While Israeli agents gather information in the field, the CIA organizes and relays data to American special forces, like the Navy SEALs and the Marine Raiders, who can be deployed for infiltration and extraction operations. This synergy transforms intelligence into swift, precise action. Meanwhile, the Middle East is experiencing a moment of relative calm after the agreement in which Hamas released Israeli prisoners. This outcome made it possible for Mossad to shift part of its attention to other fronts, including Latin America. With less immediate pressure in the Middle East, Israel can support the United States in external operations, intensifying the search for Maduro and increasing global efforts against authoritarian regimes, while deepening the United States-Israel alliance. The Trump administration, in turn, is not only targeting Venezuela. The American strategy also involves countries governed by supporters of dictatorships, like the current Brazilian president, who has been accused of protecting figures convicted of corruption and of aligning himself with authoritarian regimes. This stance broadens the reach of United States operations, showing that the goal is not just to overthrow Maduro, but to weaken the entire support network that sustains authoritarian power projects in Latin America. Mossad, with its experience in infiltration and neutralization, can help map connections between these governments, identifying money flows, political alliances, and protection networks that cross borders. Precision weapons such as modified Glock pistols, long-range rifles, and silent neutralization devices are part of Mossad's arsenal. These tools are designed to eliminate threats without attracting attention, maintaining the element of surprise. The use of armed drones and facial recognition systems also expands the ability to identify and neutralize targets in urban environments, where Maduro and his allies might try to hide. This combination of technology and experience creates an environment where Maduro becomes a constant target with no room to maneuver. Knowing that Mossad is involved creates fear among Chavista supporters, who recognize the efficiency of the Israeli agency in secret operations. This fear can lead to defections and further weaken the regime. Venezuela's future is at stake, and the presence of Mossad in the siege shows that the international community is not willing to allow dictatorships to perpetuate themselves. The hunt for Maduro is just the beginning of a larger offensive against authoritarian regimes in Latin America. Is Brazil also in Donald Trump's sights? Leave your opinion here in the comments. At Vida, no Quartel, stay updated on all military news. Leave your like, subscribe, and watch one of the videos appearing on your screen. Forward combatants, see you next time.